Dom Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another review, another chapter. It is Chucky, Child Play 2, Chapter 3. So we got and they just got adopted by Joanne and Phils. And I'm super excited to try it out. I'm super excited to talk about it because, yo, this is important. This is cool. This is sentimental. It seems like I'm overselling it, but I'm not. Pinky freaking promises, dude. Got the first impression good. It's more Joanne than Phil. So why am I saying this? Is because Phil and the way he's talking to Andy, he's being very not necessarily passive aggressive, but he's being a bit weird, and he has this kind of like a weird humor, right? And Joanne, she's super chill. So Joanne, she's talking about oh, this is rusted as fuck. She's super chill. She's talking about Andy. I was gonna like the house. She asked him what is his favorite meals. She really cares about him. She's really nice. Andy is his first impression, and he does mention that Joanne seemed nice. He liked her. It reminded him of his mom, just older. Exact word. So for me to remember these exact word is because it touched me. It did something to me, and it is like kind of cool because the relationship between Joanne, especially Joanne and Andy, is amazing because Andy has a real mom and he knows it's temporary, and Joanne knows that it's temporary. So in a perfect place, it makes sense. So also, he's not really. I don't think Phil's an asshole, but he's a bit rougher. And Joanne's just sweetheart, right? And you're gonna see just how much of a sweetheart is. It's only because she asked Andy, what is his favorite meal? He said, I like chocolate. And he's like, oh, I don't know if we can have chocolate. What is our other favorite meals? And Andy just say eggs, and then they have eggs. So it's kind of pretty fucking cool. It's one thing like that really makes you feel like she was a good person. She is a good person, actually. Like saying she was. So we got this. More Joanna Hill. Andy is sweet. Andy is acting really sweet because he doesn't understand the process of adoption lasts for more. To say maybe they're gonna bring him back. He's cautious because he doesn't know if he can trust Joanne or Phil. And arguably, it's understandable. Andy just spent time in a foster home with a shrink, and it's kind of cool that we're seeing he's cautious because he's having all these thoughts of maybe they don't like me. It's kid talk, and you think that maybe is because he's afraid. But then you remember that he knew that Ted wasn't really his friend. He was just a worker. Maybe he believed that if Ted was like that, maybe they're like that too. So here, Andy being sweet and cautious is him actually being aware of the situation, which is kind of cool. You don't Andy doesn't like Phil because he's funny, right? Uh, he has a funny way of acting, and it's so fucking funny. I wrote a note, right? It's so funny to me because Phil he almost get hit by a car, and he says Jesus Christ, and that was a bad word for Andy. Then he was with Chucky, and Chucky swore nonstop. So how is Phil saying Jesus Christ is a bad word, but Chucky can swear, and Andy doesn't say anything? That's kind of funny. Swear almost crashed into, and the thing is, the car they almost drive to. I didn't think it was important until they said that the truck was a good guy doll truck. Now, this doesn't mean anything. It's just the fact that good guy doll is going back in business because there's truck going around, and it means the story is moving on. There's time moving on between Chucky being in his body and him and the good guy truck leaving. It's also a trauma for Andy because he's seeing a good guy doll, right? And the good guy truck, and he's like, holy shit, they're coming back. And one of them might be Chucky. He doesn't know that Chucky is. He knows that Chucky is dead, but he's not sure that Chucky is dead, right? And they say, "Oh, I'm able to." He's able to come back, but he's not. It's not necessarily. Um, good guy truck, old man, and he really likes Joanne. Even like the new house. It's kind of cool because when you see the new house, he talks about how light it is and how bright it is, and how much the colors are passive and calm. And he feels good there. He feels like he's happy, and it's important for the character because, again, he just came out from a traumatic situation, brought in a foster home where he's getting bullied. So this is the first rest he has. This is the first house away from his house, and that's important to know, which is kind of cool. He has we have a more vivid memory of the night, right? Of the night that happened. God, the house is beautiful, but this again, like you said, the house is beautiful, but Andy does mention that it's not his house, right? Um, oh man, Andy talks with Joe, and it takes him a conversation, like a full conversation, to understand that Joe, because Joe, she's talking about a doll that her mother gave her, and a doll that her grandmother gave her, and we don't know what happened. We don't know why she cannot have children. And in this conversation, it's important to understand that this is where we learn that Joe's barren. She cannot have kids. We knew that already, but it's confirmed, right? And that's important because this is why she's pushing to be Andy's mom so much. And it's kind of cool because, yes, she's nice, but Andy does feel bad that she cannot have kids because she would be a good mom. So this is cool. Can bear kids. We meet a big sister, which is Kyle. Honestly, Kyle is fucking cool. I love Kyle the character. She can be a bitch, but she's actually like a super cool character, and she does a lot of the story. Kyle to me is the, oh my gosh. So I'm not gonna spoil anything because I know how it ends. But Kyle is the one constant person Andy has. Is the one person Andy can really trust. He does trust Joanne, but again, Joanne's not his mom. Kyle, so it's okay. I know how to say it without spoiling. Um, and he doesn't like. Well, he's not sure about Phil. He likes Joanne, but when he talks about Joanne, he feels bad because he has his mom. So maybe feel loving Joanne is in his mind not loving his mom. So he feels a bit guilty about it. But Kyle, he never had a big sister, so it's not like he was betraying somebody per se. You know what I mean? So we got the Joe new house in legit. We have the Joe. She's less strict than Phil because Kyle, she's smoking, and she's like, "Yo, if Phil catches, you're gonna be in trouble." So we know that she's kind of the chill parents. It's intended. It's something we understand. So it's kind of cool that we're seeing this right away, and it does matter in the story. Long wife. So we do like how cut. Bro, I think she said Kyle is cute, and in a fucked up way, her being pretty is something that's gonna help Andy open up to her because his mother to him was beautiful, so pretty lady must be nice, right? Oh, how wrong you are, Andy! Oh, how wrong you are. Meet OnlyFan. We got the Lestrick. We got the cute Kyle. Not it's they make a notice of Kyle not being unpacked, and it's weird because her not being unpacked is indirectly not important. Kyle isn't Andy; she's not the main character, but her being unpacked influenced Andy into maybe not an unpacking, and Kyle not unpacking because she's been brought from foster home to foster home to foster home. Andy feels like she is like him because again she's adopted too, but then Andy understands that she doesn't have parents and he still has his mom. So Andy's like, no, I'm not like her, but you're in the same situation. So Andy's kind of confused as to how they can be in the same situation, yet she doesn't have parents, which is important to him because this is understanding his situation, understanding just how bad his situation is with his mom, but how good it is with the Joanne and Phil. Right? We got the denial because he has parents. Kyle. It's important to know that she works. She's doing her own thing, right? And it matters because Joanne, if she, it's more for Joanne because she seems sad by the fact that she's working but she's never there. But Kyle's her own person, and it's kind of cool that Kyle worked because Kyle wasn't working. Maybe they wouldn't adopted Andy. Again, it's my perception, but still. Uh, Kyle works. Kyle seemed nice. Again, Kyle she seemed nice, but Andy doubts about her because does everybody. Andy is very insecure about his relationship, very insecure about the people that's in his life because again, Chucky was his best friend, but he was a fucking killer. So the story is moving on. We're already halfway there of what I have. So this is quarter of the story. As always, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in a couple of seconds. Peace.